Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. NFL Cowboys news. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our awesome content. Now, we've got some major news today coming out of the Dallas Cowboys camp, and this one's a biggie. It's a career-defining moment for one of the most iconic players in Cowboys history. Offensive guard Zack Martin has officially announced his plans to retire. That's right, folks. After a standout career that has earned him multiple Pro Bowls and All-Pro honors, Zack Martin is calling it quits. But what does this mean for the Cowboys and the NFL as a whole? Let's dive into this huge news. Before we jump into the retirement talk, let's just take a moment to appreciate the impact Zack Martin has had over his stellar career. A 6-time All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, and the anchor of the Cowboys' offensive line for nearly a decade. Martin was drafted by Dallas in the first round of the 2014 NFL Draft, and from day one, he was one of the most dominant offensive linemen in the league. Now, Zack Martin didn't just show up and play. This guy was a key piece to the puzzle, a true cornerstone of the Cowboys' offensive line. And when it comes to retirement, we're talking about a player who has already secured his place in NFL history. So, why is he stepping away? Let's break it down. B-roll of Zack Martin's early draft day moments, showing him getting drafted by the Cowboys, shaking hands with Jerry Jones, and looking like a young rookie. Martin was drafted with the 16th overall pick in 2014, out of Notre Dame. Immediately, he made an impact. In his very first season, he earned a spot on the All-Pro first team. That's not just a good start, that's a Hall of Fame caliber start. Over the years, his ability to protect the quarterback, create running lanes, and simply dominate defenders has been the hallmark of his game. You can't talk about the success of Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott without mentioning Zack Martin. Whether it was clearing space for Zeke to break off those huge runs or protecting Dak as he goes through his progressions, Martin was consistently one of the best. And to be clear, it wasn't just about the flashy plays. Zack Martin was one of the most consistent and reliable players on that offensive line. That's rare in today's NFL, where offensive line play often gets overlooked. So, why is Zack Martin retiring now? He's still playing at a high level, so the timing is a bit surprising to many fans and analysts. There's speculation around the decision, and some believe that it may have to do with his physical health, especially given the wear and tear of a nearly decade-long career in the trenches. Let's face it, the NFL is brutal, and playing in the trenches is as tough as it gets. Offensive linemen like Martin are consistently putting their bodies on the line every play. The constant impact, the joint pain, the bruises, it can be exhausting, and after years of putting his body through that, retirement might simply be the best choice for him. But there's another angle to consider. Zack Martin is known for being a very cerebral player. He's been incredibly disciplined with his body, and his mindset on the field has been just as strong as his physical prowess. Maybe, after everything he's accomplished, he feels it's time to step away on his own terms. Now, this news has huge implications for the Dallas Cowboys. Zack Martin was, without a doubt, the anchor of their offensive line. His departure leaves a significant hole to fill. The Cowboys have built their offense around a solid front five, and losing Martin, who has been one of the best in the league at his position, creates a void that will be tough to fill. But don't forget, the Cowboys are no strangers to offensive line issues. Over the years, they've had their share of ups and downs when it comes to the health and performance of their line. Now, with Martin stepping away, the Cowboys are going to have to rely on younger talent and possibly even new acquisitions in the draft or free agency. Players like Tyler Smith, who was drafted in 2022, will need to step up and take on a bigger role. He showed flashes of greatness during his rookie year, but now he'll be expected to carry a bigger load on the line. The Cowboys also have other promising players like Terrence Steele and Tyron Smith, but with the loss of Martin's leadership and skill, it's going to be a challenge. Of course, any talk about the Cowboys' offensive line impacts two major players, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. The connection between Martin and these two stars has been crucial to the Cowboys' offense. Zeke had some of his best years running behind Martin, and Dak's job was made easier knowing he had one of the league's best guards protecting him. Both of these guys are going to feel this loss in different ways. For Dak, it's about trusting that the line will continue to protect him at a high level. Without Martin, he might have to adjust his game even more, but luckily for Dak, he's already a quarterback who can move in and out of the pocket with ease. For Zeke, it's about finding a new rhythm. Martin's presence in the run game was critical to opening up holes, and with him gone, the Cowboys' running game might take a hit, unless they can find a suitable replacement on the line. Regardless of what happens next, Zack Martin's legacy in Dallas is cemented. A 6-time All-Pro, 8-time Pro Bowler, and a true leader in the locker room, he's been everything the Cowboys could have asked for and more. His work ethic, his consistency, and his determination set a standard for what it means to be an elite offensive lineman in the NFL. Let's be real, Zack Martin is a future Hall of Famer. He's dominated for almost a decade, and there's no question he'll be remembered as one of the greatest guards in NFL history. So, what's next for the Dallas Cowboys? Can they rebuild their offensive line and keep the franchise's championship aspirations alive? And beyond that, what does this mean for the NFL in general? With the trend of veteran players like Martin stepping away earlier than expected, the league will need to find new ways to protect and maintain the health of these incredible athletes. One thing's for sure, the NFL is always changing, and the Cowboys have a big hole to fill with Zack Martin retiring. But if there's one thing Jerry Jones and his team know how to do, it's adjust and adapt. So, that's all the news we've got for you today on Zack Martin's retirement. It's a bittersweet moment for Cowboys fans, but we can all agree that Zack Martin gave everything he had to the team, and for that, we salute him. Let us know in the comments how you think this will affect the Cowboys in the short and long term. And as always, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.